Say this is a big rich town. Yeah.
So I'm learning that a strong black woman is not for my money. I'm learning that she is more committed to the relationship and the components that make up a good relationship.
And so in the case of 6-year-old blue watermelon Ralph Angel, I'm singing, you are not the father.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And if you don't know, we are here to discuss Power Season 6. This is the premiere of the last season. So, you know, they came with it. Wow, with all I had to say.
Yeah, it was a struggle for me for many reasons. I know my frenemy over here and I are going to get into it.
Oh, yeah, they are going to argue.
You know, I had little mixed feelings about this first episode for Season 6. But we're going to get into it. Mm-hmm. We'll be right back, though, right after this brief little message.
Louisiana where the last one burnt you. Know that ain't cool. Wanna show you how I'm nothing like him. Swear that's the truth. So you can't try.
All right, we're back. And like I said, we're talking about Power. This episode for Season 6, Episode 1 was titled Murderer. So, wow. Before we jump into this episode, let's briefly recap just some highlights from season 5. We know that they started out season 5 at Raina's funeral. Tommy and Ghost had been plotting to kill Dre. Kanan was still there in the mix too, so they were kind of the three musketeers going after Dre. Of course, Tariq foiled the plan. So Dre made it through. He survived. They still had Dre working with Alicia and Diego Jimenez to try to set up the club and get their international business going. That ended up getting foiled. Diego ended up dead last season. Alicia and what's his name? Cristobal. Mm-hmm. They both ended up getting arrested. So they are locked away for good, I believe this time. And then as we seen towards the end of the episode, the end of the season, Kanan ended up getting killed. So he's out of the picture.
By virtue of Tariq.
But yeah, Tariq has definitely had a life-changing occurrence. So that boy is long gone.
His hands in everything.
And then we also had Angela and Ghost get back together. They back in cahoots. Of course, Tasha and Angela had been plotting on a way to get Tariq out of the trouble for killing Ray Ray. And it seemed like she did a good job, but eventually they came back on Angela and they told her that they had enough evidence to charge her basically. And so she had 24 hours to make a choice. And during that 24 hours, Angela and Ghost ended up meeting up. And Tommy, of course, wanted his revenge for a Ghost making him kill Teresi. So, Sammy also died last season. That's a lot of stuff. But Teresi ended up dead. And that was Tommy's, his dad. They had just started building that relationship. Ghost plotted against him to make him kill his own dad. Tommy wanted his revenge. He ended up shooting Angela. Now, at the end of last season, we weren't sure whether Angela had made it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just real quick, had Angela survived that shot, which looked like it was really on point, right to the heart, I think I would have felt a certain kind of way for season.
Just for the realistic part of it.
For the most part, we've enjoyed Power, and they've been somewhat realistic. If you live in that type of world, I'm sure you probably know more about the realism than I do. But as far as the acting and how real the scenes are, it was pretty much on point, so I was expecting Angie to die.
I think so. Like, the Ghost, he was there with her in the ambulance opening of this episode, and it seemed like Angie was, like, drifting in and out. And so it was like, is she going to make it? Is she not going to make it? And I was like, I know this. They not going to do this the first episode. And sure enough.
Well, I always thought, I thought that Angie was a favorite character of the Power execs.
Yeah.
So I thought that if anything, she might be in a coma and then maybe die later. I wasn't expecting her to die the first episode, or the possibility of them faking her death. too. I thought about that too.
Yeah. She was a big part, like, you know, you love to hate some of these characters. And even though you kind of, like, felt the way about Angela, it's like, dang, she really gone.
She was the most logical choice. Once you killed off Kanan, who was the more logical choice?
Well, I have to say, you know how I felt about Ghost, you know, stepping out and with Angie and everything. I did feel a little bad when I found out she was dead.
When Ghost found out she was dead, because Paz came in there screaming, "Murderer, murder, you killed my sister." Up to that point, he didn't even know.
Yeah, that's the realization.
Like, his face was like, she's dead.
She's gone.
Yeah, and you could tell he didn't know what to do. He was outside the police station just roaming around.
Yeah,
and I'm like, ooh, I feel bad for him. I felt so bad for Ghost in that moment, because I'm like, I can't imagine, you know, all the stuff that they've gone through, and they kept showing little flashbacks throughout the episode.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, this really is pulling at my heart.
It did. You're bleeding hearts now.
Actually, now listen.
I'm listening.
I'm sad that she's gone, but I tell you what though, when Nene Leakes say Housewives close legs to married men, and she stayed away from Ghost, this would never happen. Now she really won the 40D challenge. Like she died for the D. Like she took it to a whole new level.
Well, I mean, she was in love with him, and he in love with her.
So, of course.
So, but of course, throughout all the other previous episodes,
she risked it all for him.
She did. I mean, and
her career, everything that Paz said to him was on point because it's true.
Can we clap it up for Paz, man? Her performance this episode, I felt every word she, like, even her crying, she was just like so into this character, like, hands up to her. Like, my hat goes off to her. She really killed it. And I was like, my heart went out to her too, because when she was in there crying and she was calling him the murderer, and she told Sax when he came in, she said, I'm not going to let you mutilate my sister. I was like, oh, dang, that's a way to put it that makes it real. Like,
it is, because it's true. The autopsy they do. And,
she acted so well.
And then she was like, I know who you are. She said, my sister said you was an actor.
But her performance was so good. I felt what Ghost was probably feeling at the time. I mean, it really made me feel like I did something wrong.
Exactly. And she hated him anyway. And then for this, because she was like, man, if my sister never bothered with you, because how many people, same thing, like,
well, Paz
told Angela to stay away from him. And then everybody told Ghost to stay away from Angela. Like, Tommy told him.
It was a toxic relationship from the very beginning. But you know what?
Love is love. Love is not.
Like some hellified relationships, though. I mean,
it's crazy.
I hate
though.
to say it, but those toxic relationships.
You know, and as much as I want to feel bad for Ghost, like when he went to Paz at the end of the episode, and he was saying, you know, I'll pay for the funeral. I know you can't afford it. And I'm like, you don't say that to somebody that's grieving. Like, what kind of fool are you?
He's really condescending.
Well, I don't think that was as much I mean, come on. I think that he realized that she might not be able to afford it. I mean, I don't know.
But she was spot on when she told him, I'll have a grave next to Angela before I take her down from you.
Well, first off, Angie is a Fed. So she has life insurance. All Paz has to do is...
No, that's true. I mean, but I'm saying from Ghost's point, I didn't see that as something...
he wasn't trying to offend her.
He wanted to do something.
Yeah. He wanted to do something, right.
And that was the only
thing. But the way it came off was just so offensive. I agree.
That was absolutely the wrong thing to do, because he didn't think it through.
She wasn't going to take nothing from him anyway, because she believes he had a hand in her sister's death. Yeah. So regardless of how it came out or whatever, and he had good intentions when he said it, she wasn't going to receive it anyway, because you're responsible in her eyes.
And remind me before the show is over to talk about Keisha, please.
Lord.
Say about Keisha, but just remind me before the show, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, while all of this is going down, while, you know, Ghost is at the hospital with Angela, you know, there's also Tommy and Tasha in a separate screen. They talking, and Tommy has told Tasha what he did. He killed, he's not sure if he killed her. But Tasha's like, what are you doing? That wasn't, you know, who are you aiming at, basically? And she finally figures out that he was trying to take Ghost out. And he was like, you know, he made me kill my father. And Tasha's like, I mean, I see what you're saying.
Tasha's been a G all along.
Yeah.
And, you know,
she told him, if you're going to take a shot at the devil and miss, you can't do that.
She know what's coming.
But see, Tasha, did she ever really love Ghost?
She did.
Absolutely. You didn't see the hurt on her face when he sat in her face and said to her, the woman I loved. Like, how do you say that to your wife and the mother of your children?
Look,
I was like, this is what I'm talking about with him. She should have spat in his face.
Even though the relationship had already gone way south.
But you don't say that.
That's what I'm saying.
to
He's
your wife.
insensitive.
He is a narcissistic, selfish.
I don't think
Bama. He is narcissistic.
Ghost.
He thinks about Ghost first.
He is on the get the hands list.
Yes,
okay?
he is on the get the hands list.
Ghost got to get these hands. Like, how
He
do you
does.
go? First of all, he was basically being condescending to Paz. Then he did the same thing with Tasha. Like, okay, I get if we're not together, but don't come up here talking about the woman you love to my face. And Tasha told him, what about Terry, the man that I love?
Right.
You killed him.
I think Ghost, you know how we all have that mechanism that says, don't say that? You know,
he
most
don't
of us
got
have
that.
it. He doesn't have it. I think that he just, whatever is on his mind, he says it. And
That's more like Tommy. Because
No,
Ghost
Tommy-
is more of a thinker.
No.
He's more methodical.
He may be methodical, but I think that he just doesn't know how to shut it off sometimes. I think those are knee-jerk type
It's
responses.
called hubris and arrogance.
Oh God, let me look this
called-
up on a minute, okay? Because I'll be right back. Let me get my dictionary.
That's what it
You
be.
coming
It's the
strong
same thing.
today. I know,
Hubris
I
and
understand.
arrogance.
But
I
I'm
don't
saying,
know, man. I just like you were saying, like you have this soft spot for Ghost and you feel sorry for
Right.
him. But then he turns around and says or does something, and you just like, I want a Ghost to get the hands. Like, what
exactly,
are you doing?
exactly. And the thing is, you know,
Your
how I am
sympathy
about,
for him is
you know
so-
how I am about Ghost.
Yes,
but
I do.
but I don't want Ghost to die, and I felt for him when Angela died and stuff. And then
because you felt for the whole.
I felt for
that
everybody, yeah,
relationship.
for the relationship, all of that. But it started waning when I heard that comment to
Yeah.
Tasha. I was like,
It's
wow,
always-
wow.
It was really offbeat. I felt a certain way about it myself. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, Ghost. I mean, I try to hang with you as often as I can, but that was dumb. You know,
It
Yeah.
was.
that was a very dumb statement. And yes, I did see the shock and awe in Tasha's face when he said it.
Yeah, it was hurt.
Yeah, you could see it.
she was hurt.
Well, she got over it pretty quickly though.
Because she
was
don't
loyal
love
to
him, but she just like the audacity,
The
of you
audacity.
to come here
Well,
and
that's
still.
what it is. That's what it was.
Okay, so when she said that she wasn't going to help him, it's like you just said all of this stuff to me, and you still want me to help you,
I need
and
your
you
help.
killed my man,
And exactly.
and you want me to help you? Are you crazy?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
He's selfish. It's always about him.
so
And that's what she
selfish.
said to him. It's always about you first. He puts his interests ahead of
But Tasha
everyone's.
seems to
And
do
that
the
was my
same
issue
thing,
with
though.
Ghost all along.
However,
Because he
Tasha-
put his interest, him
Look.
chasing Angela before his own kids and family.
We'll talk about it a little later down the line, but Tasha seems to be pretty much on a self-ridden trip herself.
Well, she has to take care of herself.
Yes.
Come on.
He had been
Look,
checked out of the
look.
relationship.
And Tasha told Tommy, you know, what are you doing? You can't kill my kid's father. She's not completely self-centered.
Exactly. At least even she said last season,
Yeah.
she was like, he may be a Grammy sometime, he, you know what, but he is still the father of my kids. She always still rolled for Ghost,
So
even
tell
how
me
dirty he
why
is.
she's doing what she's doing.
And
but she
what
wants
has
to
she
go-
done?
Not
Trying to
what
find
has she done.
what has
No,
she
no.
done besides trying to
You
find
know
out if
full
Sylvia's
well
still alive?
Where are we on our little notes
Oh,
here? 'Cause see, I wanna
Get into it.
Yeah, say what you gotta say.
Tasha wants him too. She's now after him.
Yeah.
Everybody's after him.
Well, she feels
And for
like
good reason.
Wait a minute, I'm just trying
he's
to. I'm just
accountable
trying
for
to.
a lot of the grief in her life.
I'm just trying to put a pin at what you just said a few months ago about what she doesn't want to have happen.
She
to
doesn't
Ghost.
want him to die, but I don't think she's trying to kill him.
I don't think she wants
She's
anybody
not.
else to kill him. I think she
does-
wants to kill him.
She might want to, 'cause-
she might by the end of this.
Silver is missing. His family haven't seen him. His job hasn't seen him.
Missing
Tasha
person.
knows that Ghost did something to that man.
Oh, absolutely. We
She
know
told her
Ghost
mom.
MO.
Yep.
Yeah, but right on for Tasha.
She told her mother that. She said, I think that Ghost killed Silver.
I love Tasha's mom. I'm gonna say that.
Nah, Tasha's mom delusional.
She's not delusional.
She's the, you know what?
This woman-
Tasha's mom is a bigger fan of Ghost than Ron.
Well, you know
Tasha's
what?
mom knows-
But you know what? Tasha's mom don't even like him.
Exactly.
She just want the money.
There you go.
She
She
knows
just
what-
want Tasha to be dependent. She's like, you don't have a job, you don't have any
Exactly.
options, so she just
Exactly.
want her to stay put.
I like mom.
Never mind the fact
Nah,
that everybody
I like
and their
mom.
mother trying to kill Ghost. What if
Exactly.
his daughter and her kids get caught up?
she's
Exactly.
And she's trying to say, look, if she had listened to her mother a long time ago, we might not be in the mess that we're in with this.
Because Ghost would have still stepped out with Angie. He would have still been doing
I said that. Me and Ron talked about that off camera.
And you gotta
even though,
no, you got. Look, let me, y'all gonna out talk me anyway. So let me just get my set in. You gotta know that if Tasha had his back from day one, he may have still played around with Angie. I can see that. Yeah. I just don't know if he would have gone full.
No, that was the love of his life.
That's what I said. Now you're right.
He settled with
Tasha. Right.
Are you saying to me that
Tasha should have had his back?
He loved Tasha?
No, I think he loved Tasha too.
Oh, yeah,
but it was a matter of convenience.
It was. I think he loves Tasha too, but but he settled for Tasha because Angie was the one. No, Angie was the one that got away. There would have been no Tasha had he. And so that's why I'm saying that regardless,
Angie was out of the way. He needed somebody, a ride or die, that he can start his business with and run with it, which he did. So he got Tasha.
Right, so it was a business transaction.
Exactly. And that's exactly what her mom's saying.
It did start as a business.
It's all about
it's a business
transaction. It may have started
as
a business transaction, but then when he...
But he did love her.
But he did love her. And when he presented another business transaction that would get him out of the game and keep him alive...
we talked about that.
Yeah, Tasha was wrong for that.
Okay,
she was wrong for that.
We touched that. But what I'm trying to say is, as a man... You know what that does to my psyche when my woman says,
we don't disagree with that.
We don't disagree with that.
That could, look, forest fires, it's like trying to start a forest fire and then tell it to put itself out.
But see, my thing with Ghost is...
that match, and that forest fire gets going, it's done. It's a wrap. And that's what you saw in that relationship.
Yeah, but my thing with Ghost is, just like he's grieving the death of Angela, he doesn't realize that Tasha is grieving Terry. She knows in her heart that he's dead, and he doesn't care. So how do you want sympathy from somebody?
He never cared.
And you don't give that same courtesy.
And it was
typical. She doesn't know he's dead.
She knows he's dead.
Well,
and listen, he's never
dead, but she doesn't know he's dead.
She know he's dead.
No, because she's in the car crying.
We know, but she knows in her heart that he is dead.
Exactly.
Okay, come on now.
The family put out a missing person. The firm hasn't heard from him.
So then tell me why she's in the car boo-hooing,
because she knows.
She doesn't want to believe it, and she still has hope that maybe
she thinks she skipped.
Nah.
She thinks he skipped out.
She thinks he's dead. Mm-hmm. She knows. She knows what type. She knows what type of man.
And she also knew the kind of spine he had from day one.
Right.
And he was the skipping kind.
But even
when he skipped town the first time, he still came back.
Yeah, but this time he probably said...
she knows
even when he skipped town the first time, he also put in a leave of absence with his firm. This time, the firm don't even know where he is. He just gone. Yep. So she knows. She knows. It's a wrap.
And she know who did it.
She know who did it. She knows her husband. Right. She knows what he's capable of.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. And when you talk about the sensitivity... or insensitivity of Ghost. Like he's sitting here, bemoaning the fact that the love of his life is gone. Terry's missing. Tasha loved him. But even last season, same thing. When Tasha was grieving Raina, he wasn't supportive then. He was like, nope, you can't talk. She was like, I need somebody to talk to about this. He shut her down then. So he's an insensitive Bama.
They were both, as you know, they were both grieving in their own way. I can't speak negatively or positively about it, because grief is grief. I don't know. I haven't had that situation in my life where I had to grieve for a child. I can only imagine how deep that must be. And I can almost assure you it's going to affect me differently than it's going to affect Nikki.
Yeah, right.
So I can't speak on that, but I'll give them both effort for, trying to hold it together anyway. Because in theory they did.
Yeah. Okay. But he told her that she was selfish because she wouldn't go to an event last season too.
Yeah, that's true.
And she was like, I can't go today.
Yeah, he lashed out on her.
He did lash at her. He was like, no, because you're selfish. So he has been very insensitive, and last night or tonight was indicative of how insensitive he can be.
Yeah, every time we talk about Tasha and Ghost, it's always clashing with these two.
I love you to death, but you just get on my nerves.
Y'all are never gonna see eye to eye.
No, because you always you don't ever see Ghost's faults. Like a lot of this stuff is his fault.
You think I don't see it? I do see it, but
you don't acknowledge it. You don't acknowledge them.
I did. I acknowledged the fact that he shouldn't have said what he said to his wife about loving this other woman. He could have kept that to himself.
Exactly.
We already knew.
We already knew. Tasha knows.
Everybody knew.
Everybody knew, but to throw it in her face.
Yeah, that's too much.
Well, again, I think it's just one of those triggers. You don't. He didn't put on brakes. He just said, "But
he just blurted it out.
It just rambled out of his mouth when he should have
thought about
it before he made that comment." Is it wrong? Sure. Should he have said it? No. But
she should have split his lip when he said that. She should have split his lip.
See, that's that Philadelphia coming out of you. See? Y'all always want to fight. That's that.
Hey. Somebody gonna get it on the hands, and Tiffany mean it literally. Somebody gonna get the hands. When she say get the hands, she mean it.
Let me get my mouthpiece before you start throwing jabs and everything.
Well, okay, so we talked about Ghost and Tasha, but what about Ghost and Tommy? Because
that was a fight.
Ghost snuck up in Tommy's house and ambushed them, and next thing you know, they tussling on the floor like some teenagers.
What do y'all think? So a couple of people I heard felt like Tommy got the better of Ghost. What do you guys think?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think because Ghost didn't leave with a scratch. Tommy was black eye.
Yeah.
Tommy got kicked in the gonads.
Yeah, he did.
That bring any man down. It almost brought Tommy down. If Tariq didn't walk in at that time.
Yeah.
Because you don't recover from that in 2 seconds.
Yeah, and like Tasha was telling Ghost when they talked, like, how could you make him kill his father? Like, and Ghost was saying, well, I didn't want to do it because then he'll try to kill me. And she was like, but he's still trying to kill you. Either way it goes, he's coming after you. And so it's the same situation. And I'm just like, okay, so when they're in there arguing and tussling and they trying to, like, it seems like for Tommy, it was like a good release. He was like, now we both got to live with what we did. And he might have been okay with just leaving it at that. But Ghost, you can still see
Ghost,
he wanted.
When he left out, Ghost, Tommy,
he said, we're not done with this.
Right, he said, we're not done with this. And what did Tommy say? He said, it's through for me.
Yeah, he thought that they were going to go back. That's why I said I thought Tommy was being delusional. I thought he was being delusional. I'm like, how do you think you can kill the woman that he loved and then y'all going to just go back to normal?
Because if Ghost had killed Holly,
it would have been a wrap.
And see, that's the thing, because after they fought a little and Tariq busted in, Tommy picked up his gun and he put it back in his pocket. But if Tommy really wanted vengeance like he initially did, he could have shot Ghost right there.
Right, he could have.
No, he wanted it over.
They wouldn't even fought. He would have shot him.
Yeah, but see, I think Ghost kicked the gun out the way when they were fighting. So it was kind of,
because he wanted, I think, it looked like he wanted a good fight. So he kicks the guy out of the way. He, punches are thrown, but it just never sat well with Ghost that Angie's dead by the hands of Tommy.
Yeah, and so Tariq came in and he had told Tommy that he wanted to do something with him, and it ended up being spreading Kanan's ashes or whatever. And I thought that was like a bonding moment between them. And I'm like, I know that Ghost doesn't want necessarily Tommy and Tariq plotting, because he already caught them when he was taking Tariq back to Tommy's house. But it's kind of like, I see what y'all are doing here, but it's like Tariq still considers Tommy his uncle. Even though Ghost was like, he ain't our family no more. But Tariq is like, you really ain't family no more.
Like, for real, like, this is all he knows. I mean, he's been there since their birth and everything. That's Uncle Tommy, and he's going to be Uncle Tommy.
Yeah, and why do you think he went and spread the ashes with Tommy versus Ghost?
Right.
Because obviously they know that they had those kind of feelings for Kanan. He feels like, I couldn't do this with you. And even when he was on the rooftop talking with Tommy playing Bone Thugs and Harmony, smoking some of the ashes.
That was,
that's crazy.
Tommy is my boy, though.
Tommy is funny.
He is just as
but
loony.
Tariq told him, though, he said that, you were right about me. He said, I am like my dad. And he was like, I betrayed Kanan, and I ended up setting him up, and he ended up dying. And so I think that for him, that was like an eye-opening situation.
And it is like father, like son, because they both are thinkers, and they both have their way of getting things done, and it's always in secret. And so, he has to start feeling a little differently about his dad, because, his father has got them in all this, this mess. But I don't think Ghost never intended for things to end up the way they have.
They have. You heard him. He called him. He's like, this backstabbing nigga. He feels a way about him. He's close to the top.
And Tommy asked him, how would you feel if something really bad was to happen to him? And Tariq said, I don't know.
That right there should tell Tommy, put on the brakes, because he doesn't know.
And even
if he found out that something happened to Ghost, and that happened to be from Tommy's hand, that's going to change.
And
the whole...
Tasha told him that when they were in the car together.
Exactly.
She said, "Don't get caught up between Ghost and Tommy.
Exactly.
Don't take
Because
sides.
it'll get you hurt."
Exactly.
And
But
I
then
think
he makes a phone call to his dad.
Oh yeah, trying to play nice, and the roommate like,
But-
"I thought you and your dad was beefing."
He
Yeah,
playing chess right now.
Yeah, he
He's playing
said,
chess, but
"I gotta play
honestly
nice."
think there was some sincerity in that phone call. I do think there was a little sincerity. You get off the phone, your boy is asking you questions about how you feel about your dad because he knows how you initially felt about him, and you're gonna play that line.
Maybe a little because Tasha told him that Angela was the one that kept Tariq out of jail.
Right.
But he playing chess. He just keeping Ghost close. If anything, I don't put it past Tariq to try to kill Ghost.
Exactly. And you remember when he was in the car with Kanan last season, and he was like, "How could you kill your son?" And Kanan told him, "Some people say you ain't a real killer until you kill somebody you love."
And does he really want to be that?
I think he does. He wants that life, and he knows what comes with the life too. And he knows that Ghost told.
If he does that,
Ghost told
he
him
can
last
forget
season
about
too.
thinking that he's like his dad. He is just like his dad.
He is, but
He
Ghost
is.
told him too, "I'll kill you before I let you into this life." And so I think that it's gonna come down to it because Tariq is already in the life. He's setting up shop. He went and spoke with Vincent last season about getting Vincent to move his weight.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Tariq is already far. He too far gone.
So speaking of weight, Tommy shows up with Shaq.
With Jason,
with Jason.
black eyed.
And so Jason, he's a real mobster. So obviously he could smell he knew everything went south with Ghost. He and Ghost. And
I have some mixed feelings about Jason.
I do too. Or maybe the writing, how
Yeah,
they
it's
brought
mainly
that in.
writing. Yeah,
I don't.
it's not super realistic
No,
to me.
and
But
that's why you and I had the conversation a little
Yeah.
earlier, about how realistic that was. And as you said, that, well, of course, Jason kind of figured it out that the beef between Tommy and Ghost isn't going to dissolve itself that quickly. However, for you to be that insightful about, and then enough to set up your own man.
yeah, he was so invested in trying to figure it out, and I'm like, what distributor, like what person at the top of the food chain is that concerned about what his workers are doing enough to sacrifice one of his own men to figure it out? And that's why I was just like, I don't know.
I thought that hug was a little squeaky when I saw it.
Well, Tommy said that's the reason why you got my keys or whatever.
It was a little weird hug, and so.
But even, sorry to cut you, but even before that, Tommy had already been dealing with challenges from his crew as well, because when they seen him coming all, black-eyed, and they was clowning him, and then they were like, so you got in a fight with Ghost, and you don't have our weight, because Jason told him, I'm going to wait till tonight to make sure the check clears.
Yeah.
Poncho was.
But Poncho
popped off.
You ain't without Ghost.
And got capped.
Poncho was a dead man talking. The moment he opened his mouth, I knew he was going to catch a bullet. And then when how do you step up to Tommy?
And he knows Tommy is impulsive and
He's
crazy.
a hothead. And he came in there with a black eye. Like,
he already
had a bad day.
Yep.
Why are you popping off?
You gonna pop off on him and
Sometimes you just got to leave good enough alone.
Right,
he said tonight it is.
He caught one right between the eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't blame Tommy because they already challenging his authority.
Yeah.
Right there, you don't need him in your camp. If he's gonna do that in front of your boys, he gotta go.
Yeah. 2-Bit and Spank was like, niggas die every day. Like,
listen,
they on point with the relief.
Come help me clean this up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But yeah, back to Jason, I was just like, I don't know. Like, is that realistic for, somebody at the top of the food chain to really be so, and I get that he has stuff invested in Tommy. He needs Tommy to push his weights. He needs Tommy to still kill Alicia. Even though she in jail, he still want her dead. Because they need the ports.
He could have called a little time out, a little cooling point, and says, let's give it a few days, see what goes on between you and Ghost. But instead, he was far more insightful than that. He was able to set up his own man.
Yeah.
And Ghost falls right into it.
That's why I'm just like, I don't know.
That's overkill.
overkill.
Yeah.
But the way Ghost came out the shadows and had that gun loaded and started spraying, I was like, Ghost really was gonna kill Tommy.
Yeah, would you see that Tommy was in tears?
Yeah.
When he
couldn't
was
believe it.
like this is my brother.
Yeah,
like,
he was like, maybe it was a soldado. At first he was like in denial.
Yeah, he was really in
And
denial.
Jason was like,
Jason
"Come on,
was
man."
like, he brought him back like, nah, you know who it is.
Yeah.
You can't kill somebody's love
Yeah.
and think that's gonna go away.
And that's
You
what
can't
I'm
do
saying
that.
about Tommy. Like, you're delusional to
Yeah.
think that, oh, there ain't no beef. No, there's beef.
Yeah, you tried. First, I'm thinking, oh, this bullet was meant for me.
It's
Yep.
two things, right? You killed the love of my life. Number two, you were trying to kill
And the
me.
love of my life saved my life,
Yep.
lost
Yep.
hers, and even if he had shot Ghost, he would have definitely killed Angie.
Yeah.
So that would have been 2 murders on
No
his hand
witnesses.
right there. Because he would not have left Angie to say anything to anybody. So all that popped up in Ghost's head. Yeah, I can see why he wanted them dead.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Ghost decision. Like, if you kill somebody I love like that, I'm coming spraying for
Yeah.
you too.
Hey.
But I felt bad though for Tommy because like just realizing. I think Tommy really, truly loves Ghost at the heart of this whole situation. Like, he really has a brotherly love for him.
They both do.
But Ghost is, he doesn't love Tommy as much as Tommy loves him.
Oh, yeah.
But Tommy has...
Yeah, I agree with that.
He
Yeah.
has this delusions of love and relationships because had he thought about it... You and I talked about it, about his dad. His dad would have... Even though his dad was trying to come after Ghost, you know... Tamika was after the whole ring.
Yeah.
If you had brought in
Sax
Ghost,
too.
You see how they bounced to me? You see how they shoot the sister?
She out
They
there.
bounced the sister within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
he said, "What do you think is
What do you
going
think
on?"
happened to my
He said, my black ace.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
yeah,
dang.
I was like, y'all, you're the first one to go.
Oh man, that was funny.
It
That
was,
so
and it
funny.
was so real.
Yeah.
it was. It
And I'm
was.
like, how they getting rid of her but not Sax?
That's
And
what
he
I
the
said.
one that leaked
That's what I said. I said, how sex? I said, that's white privilege
See?
right there.
See?
It's white
Oh,
privilege
yeah.
right there.
Yeah, well, hey, but we know what that's about. But Jason, on the other hand, the newcomer, the new guy.
What's his last name again?
I'm sorry, not
Warner.
Jason.
Warner.
Warner.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, we recognize him from Sex and the City.
Yep.
Yeah.
Harry.
Yep, he was Harry.
Yeah.
But he looked like he slimmed and trimmed
He
down a little
did.
bit.
That's why at first I was like, is that Howie, what's his face, the one that used to do Deal or No Deal?
Oh,
how
okay,
long-
yeah.
how-
Yeah. At
Yeah.
first I was like, is that him? Then I was like, because he looks familiar. And I was like, oh, that's Harry. He just slimmed down.
Yep. So I think, what do y'all think his role is going to be? Because Sax basically came and spilled his guts out to the man and confessed what he had done wrong.
He doesn't care about anybody, and you know, well, first of all, I didn't understand that move with Cooper. You're gonna go in there and tell him that you're responsible.
I think it was going to come out either way.
It was
though.
like, yeah, he just was getting in front of it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, you got.
It was
maybe
coming
two
out.
in front of it. Because,
It was coming out anyway.
Because
Well-
Warner is not going to forget that.
He did. He said, "You might be now.
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
remember, I own you."
Exactly. So
Yep.
if things go south,
Yeah,
he
might
said,
go
"I'm
south
coming
anyway.
after
I
you."
think so.
He said, "I will personally write those indictment papers."
Yeah, and Sax is dedicated to basically not only just catching who got Angela, but also making sure the whole ring goes down, that everybody gets the death penalty.
That's why Sax
And that's
gotta go.
where Maria
Sax gotta
Suarez
go.
comes
He
in.
and
Sax
Maria
is-
gotta
I think,
go.
Yeah, I think one of the two of them are definitely gonna
And
kick the
what's-
bucket.
Yep.
What Maria is? I mean, I think she's getting on my nerves.
She's obsessed. Yeah.
But she feeling like Ghost is. She lost the love of her life too. Everybody done lost somebody, and just like you can really
we talking about the cop.
No, I'm talking about Maria Suarez, like
Oh.
the witness, the
Oh.
female
Oh,
witness.
okay.
Because just like Ghost has, he's grieving Angela, we're more invested in them because they're the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
But Suarez, the lady, she feels the same way. Like, they kept her man first episode of
They
the whole
sure
series.
did. But we were talking about the cop that's working
Right.
with
Oh, Blanca.
Blanca.
What's
That's
her-
working.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
her
sorry,
name
I called her
Blanca.
Maria. But yeah, Blanca. But
Yeah.
she's like, she's all over it now. She wants to join the
Task
the
force,
task
yeah.
force, and of course Warner gives her that opportunity to do so.
So she was after Angie. Angie gone now, and you still.
Right.
Yep.
And now you want she believes that she can.
She wants to get a higher up position.
Right.
She's
She-
trying to make a name for herself.
Right. She wants to be one of the the FBI's,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But
And the other one, they
like to
approached
see-
Proctor while he was at his daughter's recital.
I like that.
Hey,
No.
I didn't like that.
Well, what I liked was his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter.
When
She was
when
funny.
He gave her $20 and said, "Can you
what
just
am I
go
do with
yeah,
this?
what let me do with this?" Then he gave her a C note.
Yeah.
She's like, "I can deal with this." If I was Proctor, I would have said, "Come here, little girl. Let me break that for you."
But see, my thing is like, why would you show up to this? Like, he had already told Saxe that he could pursue Proctor and try to get him to flip. So why are you doing it? Like, why are you trying to get in the mix and tell him, well, it's your funeral, and he gonna walk off laughing?
Maybe he felt like Saxe wasn't going to get anywhere because of already there's an adversarial relationship between them.
Saxe he doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn about Saxe.
Yeah, he does.
And that's quite obvious. He knows that Saxe isn't going to do anything, or he believes that he can't do it alone. So he's going to get involved. And so he's going to now try to spook Proctor. Come on, really?
Yeah, I didn't like that. And then Ghost and Proctor also had, a little exchange in his house where Ghost is choking him out. And basically, Ghost told Proctor that Tommy did it. And Proctor told him to go in and basically give a statement before they come for you, because they were going to come.
That was the smartest thing.
It was.
Yeah, they got in front of it. But he also told Proctor, he said, listen, you were the one who told me that she was going to give me up. And basically, it's another witness out there.
Still got the problem.
And she did. He said, you told me that she would never put herself first. And she did.
So you owe me an apology.
Yeah.
And he was so ready to rub that in.
Yeah, he was.
Because he's been vouching for Angela all this time.
He sure was. Sucker for love.
Sucker for love. And I guess he told Proctor as well, like, I want to make sure that Tommy goes out in a body bag, not in a jail cell. And so we seen what he did. But at this point in time, everybody's thinking Tommy's dead.
Yeah.
And Tommy, I think he's going to play that to his advantage.
Yeah, he said that. And when you saw the previews, he told him, he was like, nobody needs to know that I'm still breathing.
Yeah. And so right now, Ghost got it coming from every direction.
Every direction.
From the feds, from Tasha, from Tommy, from Tariq. And now he got like just everybody against him. And he thinks Tommy's dead. And this is kind of going back to that situation that he had with Kanan, where he thought he killed Kanan, but Kanan was still coming for him. It's the same thing with Tommy. Tommy's going to do something now that he knows you really not even tried to just like shoot me with one bullet.
Okay,
like you tried to obliterate me.
Yeah.
Tommy's not the one to play the mind game like that. He's going to, to me, some way, somehow, maybe with Keisha, he's going to give up his position.
Yeah.
And speaking of Keisha,
I don't know if he's going to give up his position, though.
No, he's not. And Keisha should have rolled.
Yeah, let's talk about Keisha.
I'm just like, when she said, when he was just like, I don't know how this is going to end. She was like, I'm staying. Like, she has a child. Like, girl, bounce.
Yes.
She could have done that. The moment he gave her the piece to put away.
And let me tell you how silly she looked. She was looking all suspect when she was out there gonna dump. I said, if she don't look so obvious.
And then used your finger.
Touched it. That's what I was saying.
Gloves.
You touched the gun, sis. What are you doing?
She is real green. I was like, oh my gosh.
She told Tommy also that she didn't want him communicating with Tasha. And I'm like, Tasha is the key because she was supposed to be his alibi. So how's that gonna work?
But can we do a GoFundMe page to get her some acting lessons or something?
Yeah,
I don't. It's a little dry for me.
I'm
just saying.
We love Lala.
I love you, Lala, but I'm saying.
Yeah. Her and her son, they had some sketchy, sketchy acting. I was like, maybe y'all needed to get sent
That was
away.
our first time viewing.
Can I still have my waffles? Little boy.
Yeah, come on, man. I mean, anyway, I digress.
Anywho.
Well, you guys weren't the only ones that observed that. I saw that online.
Well, yeah, and online I also seen the hoopla about the new theme song. Now, Trey Songz, I think you got to get on the hands list too.
No, yeah, I think so. And I'm a Trey Songz fan, but I'm not feeling the new intro. I like the original one with Joe. I'm sorry.
Y'all got to bring that back. That was.
I haven't seen not one single person advocating for this new intro. Now, I don't mind 50's new lyrics, but the soul and the hook is just not there.
It wasn't there at all.
I'm hearing, this is a big rich town. And then I hear Trey Songz. Yeah. What that stuff he be doing? I'm like, this ain't it. No, take it back. We don't want it.
And it was done in your octave, too.
And my thing is, if you're gonna change the intro. Like, keep the song the same. We all have come to know and love that song for what it
Exactly.
is. Change
Exactly.
up the imagery, change the
Exactly.
visuals,
Change
but
the
leave the
visuals.
song alone.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let
Now
that
I'm.
I know
Yeah.
y'all been hanging together and, brother, but
Yeah. Like I said, I've been to some Trey Songz I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I
I'm a fan
have some
too.
music, but leave that theme alone.
You know how they say, don't touch
Leave it
the
alone.
classics?
Yeah.
You gotta leave it alone.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so do you guys have predictions for next week or for the rest of the season? I know we kind of touched on it a little bit where I said I think Tariq might, kind of flip on Ghost and end up being the one to either kill him or put him in jail. That's a long term.
He or Tasha or both. I think Proctor's gonna die. I hope not, but just that
He knows too much.
That warning, and I just think about that preview that I saw from Tommy, and it was edited in a way, but he was like, when you're not family anymore.
Yeah.
And remember, they has always said to Proctor that he was
Your
now
family
part
now.
of the family now. So I'm like, I think that warning from Mr. Warner.
Yeah, your
is-
funeral. I think it hit him
Yeah.
because
Well,
Warner also told him like they took out a federal agent. What do you think they're gonna do to you?
Exactly.
Well,
I think
mean-
that hit him like, oh, you might be right.
But
Look,
that's
Sandoval,
but of course,
everybody.
Greg.
he's using scare tactic, of course, but
it's
in
real.
theory, I'm not going to argue whether he goes first or not.
Not
Until I say
first, I
next,
mean
and then
going.
next.
Yeah.
But I would hate to have him go at this point. I like Proctor. I like
I
to
do
see him
too.
around for a minute. If anybody can go next, I think it's Sax. And one of the
And
reasons
I
is
think Sax
I don't
gonna be
mind.
around for a minute. No, I don't mind either. But I think Sax gonna
he
be there
may
for
be
a
around for a
while.
minute, but Sax really has nowhere to go now because Warner's already taken his
Well, the
position.
people that seem to be like so dead set on getting this case solved always seem to be the one to go. We seen it with Sandoval, we seen it with Greg, we seen it with Angela. So it's between Sax and Blanca now.
That's-
Or even the brother Donovan, because you see
Oh,
how
yeah.
he was going at Ghost.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I said he might try to get overzealous.
Yeah, I seen
Well, I
Donovan
don't think
ripping
he-
with the Howard University
Yeah, I
shirt.
saw that.
I was like, okay, ain't you?
All right. That's my point.
Yeah,
Oh, I had the wrong age. But anyway, I don't know. I think he's safe. He doesn't play the streets too well. So
No, but you never know. Like now, because Greg is gone, Sandoval is gone, and now Angie. And so a lot of times, like cops, feds, stuff, they stick together. They
Yep.
take that stuff personal. So he might try to come at Ghost too.
I don't think he has the heart for that. He's not cut out for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not cut out.
I mean, he
for
And
might
Ghost
just
is
be-
too smart to let that happen.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying it'll succeed.
Right.
I'm just saying that he
that.
might.
I'm thinking Sachs is going to make another wrong move.
Oh, of
and-
course.
And Warner's going to. I think Warner will have something to do with taking Sachs out.
I think Keisha's gonna get caught up because of the fingerprints
Keisha,
on the gun. They're gonna
yeah.
excavate that gun,
Yep.
fingerprint it, wipe it down, and they're
Yep.
gonna find her prints.
Yep.
I see that
Well, is
happening.
Keisha in the
that.
system?
I think Keisha gonna be in jail.
she's not in the system-
She's not as of right now. I don't
Right.
I
know.
don't
So
know.
she's
She's
not in
gonna
the
get
system
killed because
She might,
she's
yeah.
in over her head.
They're
She
way
is.
over her head.
Yeah, she really
definitely.
is. Do you think we'll see any more of Tommy's mom or Connie, or are they out the picture? Because
I think so. Briefly, because I think Vincent, that crew is still gonna be around and everything.
I was about to
So
say they might. You think they're gonna pop up again?
But I also
I
think
think
with
they
all
are.
this with Tommy and Ghost and now of course Tommy having to be incognito and all this other stuff, I think he's going to go home to his mother at some point because he does love his mother and he will tell her things. So I think we'll see her.
I hope we can get to the bottom of their weird relationship this season because we've been wondering about this for so long. With Kate.
Yeah, Kate. She's
I don't know. I want to know because we've been asking about them. They have this odd mother-son relationship, and I just want some insight on that. Maybe we'll understand why Tommy is the way he is.
I don't know. We'll never get to understand that. Maybe the lack of a fatherhood, a father relationship. But I don't know.
Well, in the previews for next week, we also see Tasha telling Ghost she wants half. So we know from previous seasons that they had an agreement, I guess prenup, that said if Tasha was to be the one to ask for the divorce, then she don't get nothing. So
yeah,
I think Tasha's going to try to use some leverage against
think
him
so,
to wiggle out of
Now,
that.
okay, if he gives it to her, What do you think about that?
He doesn't have a
gives
choice.
Right.
Well, he does. I mean,
Does he
it's
though?
prenup. It may end up that way, but look, neither one of them really can afford to go to court and all this mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah, he
what-
should just
Settle out of
He should
court.
just settle.
Well, yeah. I
Give
mean,
her something so she can
well,
go about her business.
And I think I know he loves her, so I'm almost sure he'll give her something.
And she
because
still has
she
his
still has
kids.
the kids.
Yeah.
So, that's why, Tasha, you talking about you want half, but at the same time, you trying to kill the brother too.
Well, Tasha's not out of the clear legally too, because in the previews for next week they coming to her
They're
about
coming to
Silver.
her?
Like
Exactly.
where he at?
Yeah.
And I'm like, she knows a lot about, and I know she knows in her heart that man is dead, and she knows exactly who did it. So they gonna press her.
It'll be interesting.
Well, that was
to
the
find
last
out.
time. I mean, she could legitimately say that she saw him. That was the last time when he left. When she left his place, blah blah blah. She hadn't seen him since. So,
I want to know what Ghost did with the body.
oh, we're gonna find out.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
what I
reading
wanna
an interview with Courtney Kemp a while back, and she said this season we're gonna find out what Ghost did with the
Yeah.
body.
So if they started off the episode killing off a major character,
Yes.
and we know that this is an extended season, I think it's 15 episodes. Or
Yeah,
something
they're
like
supposed
that?
to do 10, and then it's supposed to be a break, and then come back in
Right.
January.
Right.
Okay, so how many people do you think are going to be alive or out of jail at the end of this? Because I think everybody got to go
I
down.
think a lot of people going down. A lot of people going down.
Sax out in January. That's my prediction.
Okay. Well, we got a long way to go. This is just the first episode. R.I.P. Angie. We hated you, but we still feel bad that you
I didn't
did.
hate you, Angie. I mean, I appreciated the love that you gave my boy, Ghost. Not with any respect with these young ladies, Oh, by the way, let me give a shout out to my co-anchors. Aren't they beautiful? Look at them.
See, he trying to suck her up now.
Trying to,
Suck up.
That's what
After he
we-
threw us under the bus.
Right. And rolled over us twice.
That's what we men do. But I'm just saying.
It's all good though. Well, I am so glad that you all joined us for our first recap of this season of Power. We are just so happy that the show is back. I rushed home after midnight, got stuck in a little traffic, but I was like, I gotta watch Power. I was up to about 3 a.m.
Me too.
I think we
watching
all
it.
were.
Me too.
Watched
I watched
it again
back
this
to back.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad the show is back, and I was just like, oh, like my nerves was shaking. I was like,
I just hope they keep it up, make it a good show.
it's
That's
gonna
my
be.
show.
It's the
Let's make
last
it good.
season. They
Yeah.
gotta keep the writing on point.
But with everybody after Ghost, I mean,
They're gonna keep us on our toes. They're not gonna
Right.
do nothing that we would probably come to expect.
Right.
yeah.
Hopefully, because a
It gets-
lot of people complained about like Game of Thrones and how they ended that season.
I was mad.
And, I
I was mad.
hope
I'm
that
a
they
Game
don't
of
do no
Thrones
crap like
fan.
that.
Well,
when they
yeah.
have finales for entire series, they can't do this to us.
Listen,
it has to be on point.
I just gotta say, 2019 has been coming for my soul with these characters, because the main character that I liked on Game of Thrones was killed, and then today is the new season also of The Affair. I watched that show, and last season they killed off a main character, and The Affair goes off for good this
Oh,
year
wow.
too. So I'm like, my soul can't take it.
Yeah, please do the show justice and end it well. That's all we ask from the writers.
Yes, please.
At the very least.
Otherwise, we're gonna put together a petition. We want the show reshot.
Oh, that's what they did for Game of Thrones.
Yes.
It's not getting reshot though, but
Right.
1 million people signed that petition.
Well, we also know that they possibly have a spinoff coming for this Power series or
The
a prequel.
prequel.
So we'll see how that plays out. Maybe we can get some hints from this season as to what might be in that show. So, I don't know. But let's close out. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow us online. We are at The Spot Real Talk on Instagram, Twitter. Are we on Facebook too?
Yep, we
Yeah,
are.
we are on Facebook. So make sure you follow us on our YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe and click the
Please
notification
subscribe.
button.
Click the notification.
Yes.
So you'll know when we're here. So
All right,
that's all we
so
ask.
we're going to sign out. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you are tuned in for the episode 2 recap.
Season 6.
Exactly. All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.